Jai Gurudev. Jai Gurudev. We can go ahead.
Unmute yourself.
A warm welcome to Bhanuma, our esteemed chairperson, the SSRVM staff members, principals, and children. The first literary fest organized by SSRVM has brought us into the realm of books, authors, and the creative arts, in spite of a socially distanced time. The fest has been carefully and meaningfully conceived by Rama Akka, Jayashri Murli ma'am, and Sameer Kapadia sir, and their team members. They have left no stone unturned in their endeavor to kindle the magic of reading, imagination, and joy of storytelling. With Gurudev's blessings, we hope that this literary fest will soon take the shape of an annual event for SSRVM and Shri Shri Academy schools. I would now request JP Nagar, Bangalore to present the Guru Vandana.
Kindly unmute yourself, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, JP Nagar, Bangalore. I would now invite Bhanu to inaugurate the Lid Fest by lighting the lamp.
Yeah.
I would now request Padmini Harish from SSRVM Bangalore South to lead us with the introduction to the Lit Fest.
Thank you, ma'am. for a nook and a storybook with tales both new and old. For a jolly good book whereon to look is better to me than gold. Jai Gurudev, I am Padmini of grade 5. I welcome you to the SSRVM Lit Fest, a magical journey into so many colorful worlds along with amazing authors. A book is a child's best friend to go exploring. We are extremely delighted to have our SSRVM Lit Fest 2021 between the 13th and 19th February with pre-event sessions since Jan 16th. The sessions have been specially curated by our academic department, Jayashree Murli ma'am and Sameer Kapadia sir for grades pre-primary to 5. Several celebrated authors, educationists, illustrators, librarians, and publishers will share their knowledge and ideas with us through insightful and enjoyable sessions. Through the words of Jane Yolen, here is what we children would like to say to them. Read to me riddles and read to me rhymes. Read to me stories of magical times. Read to me tales about castles and kings. Read to me stories of fabulous things. Read to me pirates and read to me knights. Read to me dragons and dragon book fights. Read to me spaceships and cowboys. And then, when you are finished, please read them again. Thank you.
Thank you, Padmini. I would now like to invite our principal, Suvina ma'am, to introduce and welcome our beloved Bhanuma.
Jai Gurudev, Namaskar, and a very good morning. It is my humble privilege to introduce Shrimati Bhanumati Narasimhan, fondly referred to as Bhanu Didi, who truly needs no introduction. She shares Gurudev's vision for a stress-free, violence-free world. She is a meditation teacher, and her workshops have brought an experience of deep inner peace to thousands of people worldwide. She is the chairperson of women's welfare and childcare programs of the Art of Living and leads the Gift a Smile project that supports over 70,000 underprivileged children through 700 plus free schools in 20 states of India. A dedicated storyteller, her best-selling biography, Gurudev on the Plateau of the Peak, offers a glimpse into the life of Sri Sri. Her latest book, Parashakti, Magical Stories of the Divine Mother, unravels the hidden essence of the awe-inspiring stories of goddesses. She has also authored 3 other books, Tejaswini, Lalita, and a children's book titled Gods and Goddesses. Bhanu Didi, we are so fortunate to have your gentle, smiling, and loving presence to inaugurate the Lit Fest, which is another small step towards achieving Gurudev's aim of real education, one that cultures attitudes, nurtures human values in our children and youth through stories and literature. Bhanudi, I would request you to bless the event by saying a few words.
Thank you, Suvina. It is so wonderful to be in this program. I'm really fortunate, and this is after my heart. I really like, they say you do what you like. So this is something that I really like and I love to do, participate in such programs, especially when it concerns the little sweet ones. At the same time, all of you. And teaching is such a beautiful profession. It's a noble profession, and I love to be with all teachers, and I myself is also a teacher, of course. I'm proud to be one. And it's such a proud moment for all of us to see the school it has grown in leaps and bounds in all directions, and especially this Lit Festival is such a culturing effort. It's definitely, as you said, it nurtures and cultures our mind and intellect, and it really nourishes the I would say the beautiful aspect in every child's life. all the good books that we introduce. The reading is such a good habit, and this is at a young age only, and they also love it. The children, as Padmini was saying, all the magical stories, mystical stories, adventures, and it's not just once I've read and finished and kept it. Again and again they revisit. We have to learn from children how they love their books. You can't give away the old books. You can't say, oh, books, it's become old. They really want to read it again and again. Like that in life, we need to revisit all our values, and so that we are re-establishing them, and understanding them in a different perspective, different light altogether, isn't it? What the child reads when he or she is 3 or 4 years old, of the gods and goddesses, and when we read it, it has a different understanding altogether, isn't it? And we are fortunate to have such interest and then kindle such interest in children also. School is doing wonderful. Our institution is really doing a human service, I would say, to all the parents and the children, by offering them such wonderful programs. So I am very happy to be part of this lit festival. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Bhanuma. I think thank you for such a warm and heartfelt and inspiring start, a positive start to our Lit Fest. I am sure it's going to be wonderful. The next few days will open out like magic in our minds and in our hearts. So thank you once again. It's also my privilege to, we are very fortunate to have our chairman with us, and it is my honor to invite him to address the audience. Chairman H.D. Harshaji, Commodore, I should say Commodore.
Commodore.
Jai Gurudev.
Jai Gurudev.
My humble salutations at the lotus feet of Puja Gurudev, Pratasmaraniya Bhanumaji, all the principals, the academic council, the academic department of SSRVM Trust led by Ramaji, all the students, teachers, and parents. It's my proud privilege to be a part of this event. This is one of the first of its kind happening in the SSRVM Trust. Reading is a hobby. Many people say it's a hobby. But hobby just does not come on its own. It has to be inculcated right from the beginning. When we were small, someone used to read. Parents or somebody would read some books to us before we went to sleep. And that is the first spark of understanding from the child that there is something hidden in these books which is being read to me. And as and when they grow up, they say that, okay, nobody's reading out to me, now let me find out myself. And that is how the inquisitiveness grows. And once you dive deep into the knowledge that is available, the entertainment, the knowledge, everything that is available in the books, it is something that catches on to you. Unfortunately, we are living in this period of digital age where children are having access to a lot of stories being told online itself. So there is a great amount of distraction for people not to get into books, but to go into the digital media. But here, I would just like to tell the parents also that the depth of understanding that a child gets out of reading is far, far more than what a child can grasp in 3 hours or 2 hours of watching. Because each time that you go into a book, you'll find different perspectives of what it can give you. And the life's knowledge is actually held in these places. And there are a variety of things that you can explore. So I would like to congratulate the academic department for having started this. This is a wonderful initiative, and it has the blessing of Gurudev and Bhanuma and all of us to make sure that we continue this on a yearly basis and expand our scope of meeting and leading on to the people. So I will not take too much of time, but to wish this next.
I think we've lost the. Should we continue?
Yeah.
Yes.
I would now ask Arav Dutiya of class 3 to introduce and welcome the guests.
In the words of our dear Gurudev, Sri Ravi Shankarji, the sign of an intelligent person is that he spends his time in learning and mastering the arts, literature, and in discussing knowledge. Good morning, respected teachers, principals, and my dear friends. It is my honor to welcome our beloved Rama Akka, the head of the Academic Council at the SSRVM Trust. I would also like to welcome Mrs. Jayashree Murli, a passionate storyteller and an avid book reader, and Mr. Sameer Kapadia, a voracious reader and a wonderful storyteller. We would now request Bhanuma to take the session forward.
Thank you. Thank you, Arav.
You're most welcome, ma'am.
That was so wonderful. Oh, so nice. So where to begin? You know, there are so many stories that we know. What story to tell we have to remember. It's always a pleasure to listen to story and also narrate. No? And we have heard when we were very small children, my father used to tell us every night 2 stories from Ramayana and Mahabharata, the great epics of India. So we would wait for him, even though we would fall asleep many times because he used to work late. But still, as soon as we hear his footsteps, somehow the magic eye will open, and then we will not sleep till he has, told us the stories, 2 stories. And I would like to begin with a story from Ramayana. The Rama, we all know that Sri Rama is the 7th avatar in the 10 avatar, Dashavatar. You all must be knowing what is the Dashavatar, no? Teachers, you all know about it. So the 7th avatar, that is Sri Rama. He's called Maryada Purushottam. Very, very, very wonderful character, magnificent, and very loving, compassionate Sri Rama. And I am telling the story about after they won the war with the Ravana. They returned back, and then there was great celebrations in the whole of Ayodhya. And then once what happened, Sita wanted to feed Hanuman. Okay, Hanuman is, we all know here, Hanuman is the greatest devotee of Rama, and he helped them in the war and in many ways, no? So she wanted to, she was a very great cook. Sita was a very great cook, among other things, and she wanted to really feed Hanuman. And she came and told Sri Rama that I want to cook for him. So Rama raised his eyebrows and said smilingly, "Are you sure you want to feed him? He has a big appetite." She said, no, you don't know about my culinary skill, and you don't know how capable I am. I want to do it. Okay. And then when you're very, sometimes we become over enthusiastic also. But she started cooking for him, and then she started feeding him. And can you all hear me properly? Yeah. Is it connection is okay?
Yes, ma'am. You are loud and clear.
So you're all listening to me? Is it an interesting story? Do you already know this story?
No, I don't know.
Oh, you don't know. Okay, I'm happy about it. So then she started serving Hanuman, and he kept on eating. She went inside, brought all the food, and they again started, cooked so many times, but he's still not satisfied. His hunger is not satiated. He's saying, "Oh, I want to eat more. Bring me more, Mata." Then she got so tired, and after that she went to Sri Rama. He went to Rama and told, "I'm so sorry. What you had advised me was correct. Now I can't do anything more. Please give me some trick. How to handle this situation." Then Rama laughed, and then he smilingly he gave one tulsi to him. Tulsi, basil leaf. And then he said, "Put this on the top of the food and then serve him." So she went, she followed the instructions, and then she served Hanuman and the payasam, that sweet pudding. And on the top, she put one tulsi leaf. Usually there is a practice that when you are offering to God, you put tulsi on the top. Have you seen this? Your mothers, your parents do this. Have you seen, children? So this is the reason that, that one tulsi is so, important, that she put the tulsi, and then he ate the tulsi, and then he said, "Oh, I can't eat anymore. I'm so full, content." Basically, that when you receive prasad, you become contented. Prasad means that it makes you full. Full in not only in the physical sense, in the heart, in the mind, you are filled with the grace. So this is what happened. This is the significance of putting tulsi in all our prasad. They, when you're offering to God, they put one tulsi, and tulsi is also very, it's a herbal, it's a medicinal plant. It's very good for us, for our thorax region, heart region, physically. And when coming to prasad, I remember, when we were small, maybe you have read this story in my book, Gurudev's book I have written. And what we used to do is, my mother used to offer all the things that she made, sweets and all, offer to God, then only we have to eat. So I used to be very impatient. I want to eat anything that is cooked, and you're smelling the food is so nice, and I want to eat it immediately. I was the little one, and Gurudev was also little, but I am the younger sister, so I will be more like, I want to eat like that. So then my mother will say, "No, wait for the naivedyam. We have to do naivedyam, offer it to God, then only eat." So then I used to see that, and then when you offer to God, there is, if it is 4 laddus are there, 4 laddus come back. So I used to feel, when you offer to God, God has to eat it, she is not eating, she or he. So I will tell my father, "Anyway, God doesn't eat. Why you want to offer, please?" Like that. Then Gurudev, when he was very small, he told us that when you offer to God, he or she makes it more sweeter, Then I used to feel, oh, is it? I used to believe in my brother. Even now I believe him. So immediately I will eat the prasad and I'll feel, oh, it's so sweet. Even now I feel like that. That when you wait for something and have, then it is sweeter. There is so much sweetness more. That impatience is gone, then you enjoy whatever is given to you. That is what I learned. Now I feel that is what I have learned. So this is like this. There are so many moments, in our life, and Gurudev has filled so many hearts, all over the world. Our organization, Art of Living, it has its branches in 155 countries. All the children must know this, And 40 years back, Gurudev started this when he was hardly 25. In his middle, in that 25, 26, that age, 25 years, yeah. So in these 40 years, we have reached out to so many thousands of people. In that, so many lakhs of children are also there, like you, who really love him. In spite of not knowing the language, So that is why I wrote this book, that in this book we have translated into 18 languages. And even so many children read from different background, different, culture, languages. They understand our values and what Gurudev stands for. In fact, how caring, Gurudev is, I want to share with you. When we were small, I used to collect stamps when I was in school. Do you all collect stamps now? Do you have this
Yes,
habit of collecting? So it is very interesting, it's so interesting, isn't it? When you get a new stamp, you are so excited. Now at least everything goes by email. Stamps is not so much relevant, but still in those days we used to have, we used to see, oh, this is Mexico stamp, this is England one, this is American. So we used to really, get excited. And we were not like all of you. You have the advantage now through internet, through technology. You have so much of exposure to other countries and other time zones and all. We never used to. We were only exposed to very limited area, like we in Bangalore to, I will go to our village, my grandmother's village during summer break. We'll go to Papanasam, in Tamil Nadu or Chennai, like that, very few places we were exposed to. In fact, we knew about them. So I used to collect stamps, and my friend had friends abroad living. One of my friend had in Canada, one her cousins in Singapore, her cousins, and they will go during vacation, or they will get stamps from them. So she will share with me, and then she will expect me to share something like this, other countries thing, and I wouldn't have. So I will tell my brother. He'll say, "Don't worry, I'll go during vacation. Then I'll bring it for you." So I will believe him and say, I'll tell my friends, my brother is going to get me, he's going during vacation. So one summer vacation came, another came in. We never went anywhere. We went to Papanasam, our village, in fact. So where even cars were not there at all. We used to go in bullock carts and all that, no? So they all used to tease us. Oh, your brother is telling lies. And he'll say, no, people are waiting for me all over the world. We have family all over the world. Like that, he will say. And my mother knew about him. He's very sweet boy, and he never used to lie in the house. And she used to think, why is he lying in this aspect? It's not his nature. That we don't have anybody there, like we never had any relations abroad. So she would say, she would ask him, why you're saying that, Ravi? Then Gurudev will say, I know people are waiting for me, Amma, everywhere, like that. And then I tell you, the very first time when Gurudev took me in 1987, 1989 October, I remember, he took me abroad to all the countries, and the very first person I will meet them, they will come and tell me, we were waiting for him for so long. This I remember when he was small, he used to tell me people are waiting, and the same thing I heard from these people. So like that, he first time he went abroad to Switzerland, he sent me a letter. Along with that, a package came. There were so many stamps. So how he remembered, what he promised, he was small. So like that, Gurudev keeps his promise, and he has that commitment, no? And he wants to make people happy. In fact, he will tell, he won't play. Most of the time, all his friends will be playing football, cricket and all. He will not go to play with that. So my mother used to be a little concerned. What is this? He's not interested in sports. So he'll come and tell, I don't want to kick the ball. This leg won't want to kick anybody, He had that caring from that young age. He had so much of caring and that attitude of love and care, and also share, because in his presence people would feel so calm and nice. Even now, if you see, when you see Gurudev, you feel like smiling, you want to follow him, you know. That I used to do always when I was small. Now also I do. Because you feel so calm, your mind becomes so happy. So that is what he started this. And we were part of Rotary and Lions Club and all. We used to be that, you know, Leo or something. What do you call that? When the small children go with them. No, we used to be that Lions Club members. So Gurudev had told my father one time that I want to start a club from India, you know, which will go all over the world, because Lions Club is from abroad, I think US. So we had a small club, you know, and later he started this Art of Living is like that. No, we started it from here and it has gone to 155 countries. And that is the dream of Gurudev. That is the level of you know, sharing and caring. His vision is so, that is why he's a broad, have a broad vision and deep rooted. And so also our culture, we value it so much, and that is the root that we are born into, no, that we have to nurture our root, also value the other cultures also. That is what, that is that happens when we have a broad vision to accept everything. So that is what the SSRVM is doing in his, they're following your schools, our school is following that vision and mission of Gurudev, to have a stress-free and violence-free society wherein everybody will be happy, isn't it? So for that happiness, so many steps are taken care by the school authority, by our trust. In fact, this lit festival is real value added for our education, I would say, no, because now, since everything has become paperless, people, I mean, there was not so much value for the books as such, you know. Of course, they have Kindle version, they have e-book version. It's not the same as holding a book and reading. And also it really creates that feel, you know, when you feel something, you feel there's some personal touch, I feel. What do you think? So it is very nice to encourage children, and children, you are so fortunate that you have such good guidance from all our teachers to do read books. And as Padmini rightly said in the beginning, that, you know, we want to read it again and again, the same book, which is good practice. So many times we would have read, we don't remember it the same way. Here again, I want to tell you one more story, you know, that I came across about Hanuman only. Again and again, Hanuman is coming today, Saturday also, maybe. So once it so happened, Rama and Hanuman were walking in the garden, and they had to go to the darbar, no, a meeting place. And then Rama said, go and call Sita, also Sita Mata, and bring her. So he went to the Sita's chamber. He went to her room and said, please come, Sri Rama is waiting there, you know. So Sita was getting ready, and she was putting kumkum on her forehead. So Sindur was, no, that she was putting that. And then Hanuman was very curious. Mata, why do you put this? She was putting a big bindi. So why are you putting this? So she said, you know, it is for the well-being of the Sri Rama. I am putting this bindi. So he was very happy. And then he took her and then escorted her, and then he said, I'll come back in 5 minutes. And then he went back. Then by the time when he came back to the darbar, his whole body was that red, you know, bindi, that sindoor he had put full, he has put there and come. And then Rama was so curious. He said, what happened to you? Why are you doing that? So he explained to Rama that Sita Mata said, when you put the sindoor, it is for the well-being of you. So I wanted to, I am your das, you know, I am your servant. I wanted to put the whole body there so that I want to, that much of protection, that much I can do seva, well-being, pray for that. So it is a sweet story I liked. I think the children will enjoy the story. What do you say? Did you enjoy that story? Did you like it? About Hanuman? There are so many stories you should read about Hanuman, okay? You will all love it. Very, very naughty, mischievous, at the same time so loving, intelligent also. That was the story of Hanuman. And then one more story I recently heard. It's about, once it so happened, all the human beings in that whole, our earth was filled with lot of too much population, too many people were born, being born, and then there was food shortage. So the people got concerned that what to do now, there's so many people, but food is not there for everybody. So what to do with this? So they said, okay, let's go to Shiva in Kailash. We'll ask him. So all these human beings, they went to Kailas, and first thing they met was Nandi there, right? Nandi will be sitting there. Shiva temple, you've gone, you've seen a Nandi sit in front of Shiva Linga, right? So Nandi stopped them and said, what do you want? They said, we want to meet. We have a problem. We want to discuss. We want solution from Shiva, Lord Shiva. So Nandi said he is meditating. Shiva is always meditating, So Shiva is meditating. So they said, okay, we'll wait for him. So they waited. And then Nandi would go in and out and come, still he is meditating. So then the third time he went, then Shiva opened his eyes slowly. And then he said, why you are coming so many times here? So he said, so many human beings have come, they have a problem. So Shiva asked, what is the problem for them? So Nandi told that they are telling that too many people and too less food for them. So they are asking how to solve this problem. So then Shiva opened his eyes half, and then he said, tell them to take bath 3 times and eat once. Okay. So then Nandi agreed to it, and he was saying, oh, what a simple, a solution. So he was very happy. Then Shiva went back to meditation, going to meditate. Then by the time he came to outside, there was little distance. By the time he walked, Nandi was, repeating 3 times bath and 1 time food, 3 times bath, 1 time food. And by the time he came to the door, it became like 3 times food, 1 time bath. So he forgot what it was, real instruction. Sometimes it happens, what the elders tell you, and then there's some it becomes diluted. So he said 3 time bath, 1 time food. It became 3 time food and 1 time bath. And then he went and said, this is your solution, go and tell everybody. So these people went back, they say, oh God, this is what Shiva has said, maybe it will happen. So they went back, and then Shiva woke up. Then he said, what did you tell them? They have gone. What did you tell them? So he said, I told them what you said. I said 3 time bath, 1 time, 3 time food, 1 time bath. Then Shiva said, you have not carried my instruction properly. Go and serve them now. Go out. And then Nandi came, you have to go for some time down to the earth, serve them. So he came down. And then if you see now also, they do the plowing, in agriculture and all, they have bullocks there, That's what they say. That's why Nandi is still serving all of us with the bullock, with the plowing of the land. So it is a sweet story. I just wanted to share with you. Did you like the story? Did you all like it? So, you know, there is wealth of stories in our scriptures, in ancient scriptures, and all our, we have so many reading material for all ages and all taste and types. Huh? In fact, stories are eternal value. Even now, I think more than the children, I think even the teachers enjoyed these stories. What do you say? It's so simple, but it is so sweet. You know, it is direct. It goes to your the value system. So it is nice to learn like this. Nice to read many stories, any story for that matter. No, in fact. One last story I'll tell, and then you can all. So Gurudev, you know, is so caring with everybody, not only people, also animals. We have so many animals in the ashram, you know. We have dogs, cats, snakes. We have our Indrani Maheshwara. We have peacocks, deers, cows. We have you visited Goshala? In India, in Bangalore, of course, other places, whenever you come to Bangalore ashram, you do visit. These are a must visit. Goshala, we have thousands of cows, very sweet. They are so friendly, you know, one cow you go pet, so many will come. You should not get scared. They are come to attack. They come that you also, you know, pet me like that. They come near, especially the Gir cows. We have some 12 varieties of cows, out of which this Gir cow is 5,000 plus year old, because they say Gir cows are the Krishna's cows. You know, Krishna was there 5,500 years back, right? So these Gir cows are so sweet. Every morning Gurudev goes and feeds them and come every day. Gurudev takes care of the elephants, everything, no? So when he was very small, we used to love dogs and cats and all. So we always used to have a dog as a pet in the house. One dog is be there. My uncle and my father, they all used to like. But cats is little tough to take care. Not really, but you know, when you have the knack, you know. So once it so happened near our school, Gurudev's friend, one of his friend's house, and he had seen so many kittens the cat had you know, littered. So many kittens were there, and he fell in love with it, and one kitten he brought it in his school bag. He was a very small boy. He has put it in his school bag. It's a small one. His friend has given him. So brought it, and then he came and told, and my mother was very strict. My father, we could get away with him, but my mother used to be like little, you know, strict with us. She was disciplined more. So we were afraid to tell her. So we wanted to wait for my father to come so that we'll break the news to him, and he will tell the mother. She will agree, like that. We used to feel. So he brought it, and then we hid the cat in the store room. We had a store room there. We hid it, and then a very small one. Okay. And then my father that day had come early home. So we broke the news to him secret, and then we told him secret in his ears. And then he also enjoyed our secret. And then we all the three went to my mother and told her something. Oh, you have made nice food today. And all we were, you know, praising her and all. She said, what is the praise for today? What do you want to tell? She knew about us. So then my brother said, I got a very cute thing, and then he brought it, very sweet, you know, small little cat. And then he said, please, please, Amma. I tugged at her, you know, sari, and said, please, let's keep her. So my mother just said, you have to take care. I am not going to do anything. So it's such a small cat. So we had to give milk to the cat through the ink filler, no? We'll take it with the ink filler and then make it drink and all that. And then it was okay in the morning. So much of noise, outside noise, you don't find. Inside there is so much noise. But during the night, it's so quiet, everything. And they started crying meow, meow, meow full time, whole night it has cried because it wanted to be near the mother. I'm quite sure. That's what my mother told later. You should not bring such a small cat. It wants to missing the mother. Then we felt very bad. So next morning, my brother had to go and give it away near the mother. So that whole day he was little like that. So I would act like a cat and then say, crawl and say meow, meow to him. But why I'm telling you this story is, and later after we had this ashram, every day in Shakti Kutir where Gurudev stays, in old ashram, every day this cat will come, one cat, and we named her Shankari. Okay. So this cat will come exactly at the time when Gurudev is eating. So Gurudev will tell me to go give a little curd rice to it, and then only he will eat. Every day, only during his lunch time, she will appear, and then she will go somewhere, we don't know. Now also we have Shankari, some maybe 6th, 7th generation of Shankari. We call Shankari only all the cats. They come anywhere Gurudev is there, they will come, and then during lunchtime they will come, and then they will go, disappear. When Gurudev is traveling, they will never surface themselves. We don't know where they are. It's very interesting, that I always relate to that small little incident when we were small with that cat to this cat. Very interesting like that. There are many stories. We have our own stories, and we can also read storybooks. We can read from Puranas, and we can read from Itihasas. There's so wealth of knowledge in each. And all the Panchatantra stories are there. We can definitely take the good things. In many stories, they do offer many good things. Some may be little violent. All that we have to let go. And what is good in those stories, we should take. No, that is why they say gunagrahi banna, means one, we need to take in the good things in life. Like there's roses come with thorn, right? So we have to know the skill to hold the rose without getting hurt with the thorn. You have grown plants, right? Roses do have thorns, right? And it is a necessity for some roses to have this, for its protection only. But then we need to have the intelligence. We all are intelligent beings. That is where good education, good parenting, good, cultivating good habits, these things will help us, handle things better in life. What do you say? And then it also, I would encourage all the children to be more imaginative, write poetry, write some small stories, or like, make your own stories. Every day you can, one child can say stories, some funny stories. What do you say? It's a good way of engaging one's mind. Kavya Shastra Vinodena Kalo Gachati Dhimataha, they say. The good ones, all the intelligent ones, spend their time in Kavya Shastra Vinoda, means in their life filled with all this literature, scriptures, stories, and fun-filled time literature. Is it a good idea? Do you like it? I hope you enjoyed this session. I have enjoyed sharing the stories. They're sweet, small, little sweet stories. We would like to hear from the children also. I know that, my grandchildren tell me stories so nicely. I would have told them one story and then they'll tell the same thing properly, and I would have forgotten the way I would have, told. They'll say, no, Party, this is like this, it should come. Because every day my story will be different, the way we say it. So children, they grasp things so beautifully. They are like sponge, they grasp. They can seep in the knowledge so well. And I'm so happy that I got this opportunity to share with you all. We'll have more such opportunities. I'm quite sure Harshaji and Suvina, all the teachers will provide me with Ramaka. Thank you so much. Jai Gurudev.
Jai Gurudev. Bhanuti, it's been so wonderful listening to you, your anecdotes, stories. They were coming out so naturally, so full of humor, but with a message all the time. So thank you. I wanted to ask, because we lost connectivity with our chairman, if respected Harshaji would like to complete what he was saying. We lost connectivity.
Yeah, thank you, Suvina ji. Actually, I cross-checked with the tech team, and I believe they had got to almost towards the end of my speech.
Yeah.
I think internet connectivity got lost. But then I would only like to add that I want to thank the entire organizing committee, our academic head, Tabaji, and the academic council, and the entire set of principals and students who have taken part. And I just wanted to say that this is an event we would like to continue and hold every year and expand the scope of it also, including other schools also into this, and make it a yearly event in a much bigger scale. So with that, thank you very much. And it's been a great pleasure being here. And I really loved the stories with Bhanuma just related. And we have all gone through it, but listening from you, it is so encouraging and so endearing. Thank you very much, Bhanuma, for all the things that you're doing. Thank you.
Thank you. Very good.
Aisha, please take over.
I would like to call upon Shrina Patel of class 4 to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you, dear Bhanuma, for those wonderful stories. We all enjoyed it thoroughly. Your presence has been an inspiration to all of us, and we promise to imbibe all the values and messages that you have put forth. We are truly blessed to have you here. We thank the tech support team for all their efforts in ensuring a smooth session today. A heartfelt thank you to the SSRVM Trust for their initiative in organizing this Lit Fest. In spite of the distance that separates all of us, it is commendable that an online event of this magnitude has been able to bring the world of books and children together and help them discover the joy of reading. We would also like to extend our gratitude to Sulakshana ma'am and her team for meticulously planning the sessions. Last but not the least, our sincere appreciation to our beloved Rama ma'am, Jai Shri ma'am and Samir sir for their constant support and guidance.
Very good.